Hey, let's talk about fluid dynamics. Now, specifically, we're going to talk about how fluid reacts to changes in pressure. So, all fluids will move from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. All right, that's a given. That's fact. So to demonstrate this, I will be using something that everyone has used at some point in their life. I'm going to be using a straw. Specifically, this is a straw from my lunch, and now it was in my drink, and I should have wiped it off before I pulled it out. But anyway, so straws allow us to drink by using the principles of flow and pressure to move the fluid from our drink all the way up to our mouth. So let's see exactly how this works. Now first we have to take the straw and we put one end of the straw into the cup. And we want to put the bottom of the straw all the way here at the bottom of the cup, right? Right here. Now the area that the straw is in, keeps moving. The area of the cup the straw is in is an area of high pressure. And how I know that it's high pressure is because it has all the rest of this drink, sitting on top of it. So all the rest of this liquid is pushing down on this one area. So now if I just take the straw, and I take the cup, and I just stick the straw in my mouth, that's not enough to make it move. That's not enough to move the liquid from the bottom of the cup up into my mouth and then into my tummy. So how do we do this? How do we make it move from cup to mouth to tummy? We'll talk about tummy some other time. But to make the fluid move from the bottom of the cup of the high pressure area, I have to create a low pressure area in my mouth that the fluid is going to want to go to. Because remember, fluids love going from areas of high pressure to areas of low pressure. So to make this area of low pressure in my mouth happen, I have to suck on this end of the straw. And the suction in my mouth is caused whenever I pull all of the air out of my mouth. And when all the air is gone and there's nothing left in my mouth, it creates an area of low pressure because there's nothing in my mouth anymore to cause pressure. So there's a lack of pressure, which means it's low pressure. So once I put this in my mouth and the pressure in my mouth becomes less than the pressure here where the straw is, then the fluid will rush into my mouth. Now, it's interesting because if you have ever had a drink and when you first get it like this, it's pretty easy to sip. You only just barely sip it. It's no big problem. But when it gets down to about here, right above the bottom of the straw, you start having to suck really hard. And that's because the pressure that this little area is under is a lot less. So you have to create an even lower area of pressure in your mouth. So you have to create a stronger suction. So see, even something as simple and easy as a straw that we all use has a whole lot of science to back it up. So to wrap up, in fluid dynamics, fluids always move from areas of high pressure to low pressure. So if you want to move a fluid from one area to another, you need to put the fluid under really high pressure, and then you need to put the place where you want to move it under a really low pressure, and then the fluid will just move. It'll go by itself. So, yeah, you learn something every day. Bye, guys.